Our first comedian tonight, Stevie Thompson.
Coming to the stage next, we've got Tyler Ramsdale.
Hilarious comic, Mr. Mikey B.
All right, next comic coming up to the stage. All the way from Gainesville, great comic. Give it up for Louis Kajevi, everybody.
Put your hands together for Trevor Johnson. Let's keep the energy level out of control for Mr. Emery. Next to the stage, Vanessa Scaduto. Lose your fucking minds for Mr. Marcus Crespo.
And I don't think there's that many comics that I would consider like, not like I'm like holier than that, like, oh, I'm an artist, or I just think like, I'm a shithead, but I just think there's like so few comics working today that I think of like I don't think stand-up's art.
We go on stage and we talk about whatever the hell we talk about, you know, hey man, my penis, or whatever, like to strangers and hope they laugh.
Yeah, I mean, there's different kinds of jokes, because there's dudes that do, not dudes, there's comics that like pretty much exclusively do one-liners.
The other day I was walking down the street and a man in a striped sweater came up and bit me. And now every full moon, I turn into a Where's Waldo.
There's a lot of club comics that like rely really heavily on like crowd work, where it's like them interacting with the crowd. So.
You a dog person or cat person? Okay, cool, never mind. I don't know, the aggressive platforms and like the skirt and like the dress, I'm just like, she's mega cat, dude. Like she is full cat anime girl. Like that is the vibe. Hell yeah, dude. There you go. You fuck with elves, dude?
There's storytellers.
I took him in the gift shop, right? And I left him. Like I put him in there, I said, pick out whatever you want. Pick out whatever you want. So I'm slowly creeping to the exit of the gift shop. They looked at me like, what you doing, Dad? I'm like, nothing, I'm waiting on y'all, so just go ahead, get whatever you want, but we ain't got no money. So, I don't care about that. Run.
I'm Vanessa Scaduto. I'm a comedian, which is weird to say as a grown-up, in Jacksonville, Florida. I mean, I had a job as a bank manager. I don't look very professional right now to you guys, but I just basically told corporate America to go fuck itself.
But I'm a veteran in the comedy world here locally. I'm one of the Papa Bears of the local scene. People always ask me how long I've been doing it. I'm like, double-digit years. It's a weird answer.
My name's Trevor Johnson. I'm 30, and been doing stand-up comedy for 8 years.
Like, yeah, I did music, and then I just fucking went, fuck it, I'll try stand-up, and then that's how I started. I mean, been doing comedy for 2.5 years, and that's including COVID.
And then there's like comics that kind of like do a mix of everything. And it's kind of a trick to eat up time, but people like stories anyways, so you could just kill 15 minutes by doing a story.
Yeah, the show was weird. I got there, and it's this huge bar with a bunch of chairs. They're all empty. And I got there, and the guy that was running the show, whose bar was like, if the show goes well, you gotta get it over with because the ladies are coming. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And then we do the show. It's bad. It's a very bad show. And he starts picking up the chairs immediately. And I was like, what's the hurry? And he goes, you don't understand. The ladies are coming. And I was like, that sentence needs to be longer. I don't know what that means. So I go outside to smoke a cigarette because I hate myself. And then like a party bus pulls up. And then like 23 Vietnamese women get out and start doing the wobble by VIC, like on the dance floor. And I was like, what happened? And the guy goes, the ladies have arrived. Turns out Milberg is pretty fucking cool.
Dude, I got recognized after pulling a dead lady out of a car. And I had to help pull her out of the car. Long story short, we tried to unsuccessfully revive her. And the state trooper that got the witness statement recognized me as the host of this comedy club in town. And he got way too excited. I'm like, hey, man, now's a bad time, man. I appreciate it. deep down in the core of my soul, I'm flattered, but this is weird.
1 year when Jared Leto was traveling in Jacksonville, Florida with 30 Seconds to Mars, he asked me to go back to his band. Did I or did I not? I did not. His brother was so creepy, the drummer. He kept staring at me like he knew I was his brother's target. It was the weirdest fucking thing. That was another thing. His brother was fucking laser-eyed, bro. Like, across. And, like, it was weird. It was super weird.
Yeah, my dad told me about, he was an Army Ranger, and one morning they had 5 a.m., they had to wake up and get their shit ready and then do drills or whatever. And so the CO, I guess, was like this hard-ass Chinese dude, and he made them stand around for a staff meeting for like 3 hours, which they thought was bullshit. So he went into the bathroom, and like next to him was another dude pissing in the urinal, and the guy was like, "So, Greg, you think there's going to be another bullshit 3-hour fucking staff meeting?" And then from the stall, they heard fucking, I forgot the CO's name, it was like Lang. He's like, "No, Private Smith, I think it's going to be a bullshit 4-hour staff meeting." And like, every time I hear that, it's so funny to me. And then my dad was like, "So the lesson there is always check the stalls." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a fucking great lesson."
Dude, Planet Fitness needs to stay out of my fucking emails. All right, they're. I went there. I was on a Planet Fitness guy or whatever for like a year. I don't know what their term is, and I stopped. And now they're bugging me so hard, man. They're like an ex-girlfriend that broke up with you because they thought they were gonna find greener pastures, and then like they're just striking out and they're real horny, and now they're just hitting you up. They're like, "Hey. No commitments, you know. Like, I want your sweat. I need your sweat. We got pizza." Like, we essentially are the people that say the things that people think, but don't have the gall to say. Yeah. You know, it's just some comics don't have the ability to ease that into their set without coming off as some weird like MAGA rally or whatever. But yeah, we see and say things that most people connect with. They feel it deep inside. Everyone's got a darkness. Like everyone here, like if I pushed you, everyone here can kill. I mean, you know, but you're not going to, but you think about it, you know, and then we say those things and you're like, I connect with that. It's dark, it's twisted. I shouldn't laugh. That's why I'm glad this room is dark and I can laugh about it, and then I can go about a day and not think about these weird things that happen in my mind. And comedians are like the Trojan horse that is presented, you know, boom, surprise, you thought some dark, twisted shit, you know? Yeah. And now you're laughing at it. Yeah.
Now this question has to be asked. So do you think comedy is a man-dominated place, or do you feel like...
Of course.
Right. So what's your opinion on that? Like, why do you think it's that way?
I mean, because that's just how it's been. I mean, that's just society in general, right? I mean, if we look at statistics, and even if that's accurate, you know what I mean, it is male-dominated. It's white male-dominated. I mean, also the Americans are the ones who created stand-up. So we're in a heavily culture-wise of comedy because it was originated here. But that doesn't mean, like, I think it's intentionally intentional. I think some people, they don't intentionally, like, not include women. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've had conversations with other female comics where I've asked them, hey, you know, they're complaining about, like, hey, this person didn't book me or whatever. Well, have you talked to them? It's a lot of no talking.
How's your day going? You guys know what I did today? I took pictures of my boyfriend's feet to sell on OnlyFans. I ain't fucking motherfucking joking. It's good. I already set it up. I set it up months ago. I've just been trying to get him to let me take them pictures, you know? You guys think I'm fucking with y'all. I ain't. Yeah, my boyfriend does not give a fuck. He's like, babe, if you can make $1 off these motherfucking feet, let's do it. And like people like walking their dogs just looking at us, and I'm all like fucking cinematically like doing videos and shit. I'm gonna charge $2 on this motherfucking 10-second video. You guys think I'm playing? I ain't motherfucking playing, bro. Tattooed footsies, look me up. OnlyFans. I'm serious. Oh, I didn't even tell you the name yet? Tattooed footsies. I even got a Gmail for it. Let's go.
But yeah, as far as like the scene itself, when I first started, it was pretty small. So like the scene grew from like within the year from like 10 to like 30 people.
We're in Atlantic Beach right now at Voussoir, and the thing is that there isn't really a comedy scene that's at the beaches and then a Riverside crew and a downtown crew. It really is one pot of comedians. Like, we drive around we're Jacksonville comics, you know what I mean?
I feel like there's camaraderie at the smaller mics always. Now, when you go to California, you're dealing with almost 60 comics to show up at like one mic. But that's comedy, right? So anybody can really... And I feel like that's also here in Jacksonville is what I'm saying. It's not as competitive in the sense like we get time, like because there's not as many people.
I honestly think Jacksonville's probably been arguably one of the most underrated scenes since it started. And currently. Like, there's just a lot of heavy hitters, but we don't have the notoriety behind, because there's, like, in Orlando, there was a couple guys that went on national TV. We don't...
I mean, to be honest with you, a good way is to just, like, ignore them. Because you can't really, like, most hecklers, I would say, like, 90% of them genuinely like comedy. And they think, because they don't know, because they've never been to a show, they think they're helping. Because they think it's like a dialogue. They don't realize that it's like a rhetorical conversation. Like, they don't need to add anything. So, like, even something as simple as, like, I got it, you know what I mean? Like, that usually works pretty well.
Yeah, by some overweight 35-year-old Jersey bitch. That's the one time where I was really, I guess, threatened and, like, felt like, oh, shit, this bitch will actually swing at me. Because she was, I mean, you're at a dive bar in downtown Jacksonville. You're wearing flip-flops and capris and, like, a rhinestone fucking wife-beater-esque shirt, and then I, like, said something about her, like, your 30s went shit, so now you're cutting your 40s, and then she was just like, you don't go that fucking far, and I was like, all right, I'm off stage, thanks. Thank you for your time.
The homeless there are kind of different from Jack's, too. They're a little bit more snooty. Like, a homeless guy asked me for $1 the other day, and I was like, oh, I don't have $1 on me, and he looks at me, and he's like, you don't have $1? Dude, you don't have a home. Jesus Christ. You're a little nicer. Homeless people are interesting. How do they afford Sharpies? I don't get that either. Has anybody ever thought of that? I don't know. It's just an afterthought.
There's this, like, idea that, like, comedians are, like, especially broken people for some reason, which... I don't know, like, I have my faults, like, but for the most part, I don't think that I find, like, real catharsis, like, talking about, like, stuff like that on stage. Other comics do.
Oh, man, you sure are, Big Bubba. You must have played football in high school. Must I have? I've seen me. I've never played a sport. I played Magic the Gathering in high school. I played bass in a ska band. That's not the joke, dude. Listen, I know we had a thing here, but come on. I played bass in a ska band called Skaberry Jam. Yeah. Originally we were called the Skaberries, but then we figured out how much we jammed. Am I right? Finger guns, finger guns, finger guns, finger guns. I'm not gonna finish this joke. Bye!
Oh, man. All right, so I don't generally talk about this that often because it just sounds like we're just trying to get people to pat me on my back or whatever. So yeah, I personally have been someone who has used comedy as I would say therapy. I don't like when people say comedy's my therapy. I'm like, no, get actual therapy, get actual help, man. This is a thing that aids it. You know, it's cathartic. You know, so.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why my podcast is called Los Rotos. I mean, it means the broken, or it could be slang, because I've had a lot of my Spanish friends call me, and they're like, oh, you're calling yourselves assholes, because it can mean that, which kind of works. But I actually talk about that, too, on my podcast with the comics. I talk about their trauma, like, what happened to you. You know, that's a joke I always say, because there is trauma there, and I think it's how we learn to cope with it is through humor, and that's what makes us funny.
I mean, traumatic childhoods can come from family or being bullied, or it could come when you're 19 and you had been closeted for like 18 of your like years, you know what I mean? Like I have a friend like that who that's traumatic as shit because he was like in a Christian family and they were like, you're the devil, and he was like, oh fuck, I might be. So it can come from anything. My trauma comes from anxiety in a school shooting, which was, again, it's pretty cool. Like, who cares? I'm making the joke, like, it doesn't, I don't know. If the trauma wasn't inflicted, everybody's got shit, and they'll use that shit to be funny. As long as you can do that, you're golden. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna get cut off on the freeway.
I think it's really funny that if you want to hang yourself, you have to buy the rope. Like, you have to go to the store before you kill yourself. I think that's like, you have to run an errand. I think that's pretty funny. And like, because you don't have rope, and then you gotta go to the store and you gotta be like, hey man, where's your rope? Because you don't know where they keep their rope. And then you gotta go through self-checkout, because obviously. And then you go home and then you Google how to tie a noose, because you don't know how to tie a noose. Like, there's somebody said, like, whenever I see a guy hanging up there, I'm just impressed.
Yeah, don't worry, yeah.
Don't be scared, don't lose your head, don't be so sad, cause it's alright.